Hi, and a warm welcome to Winner's Corner. This Saturday, Färjestad Racetrack is the host when we have interesting races within the V75 round to look forward to. Annette is going to analyze them for us. And how challenging has this assignment now been to you?
Well, I have actually found it quite challenging. Taking into consideration we have Norway versus Sweden in an awful lot of the races, I do believe that it's going to be hard fought. And I think he's going to be bedded up for a nice few upsets along the way.
Very well then, we start in race 6. It equals the second leg in the V75 round. It's a long distance race over 2,640 meters. And number 3, Grandfather Bill, trained and driven by Björn Goop, is the favorite. But you vote for another winner, Annette.
I do. I'm actually going in for not necessarily to win in the V75, but I think it's very much a win type of a bet. Number 9, Hip Hooray Bocco. We're going to show you a clip of this horse now. It's trained by Johan Untersteiner. Today it'll be driven by Peter. Now you can see Johan driving the horse here, and he was he's 2 starts back. He was second over the distance. I think he's more, he's a real stayer. You can see it there. He's hanging in there grimly, and flying finisher in an open race. I reckon that's a nice little bet.
And as opening bet this Saturday is a win bet on number 9, Hip Hooray Bocco in race 6. We turn the page to race 7. It's the gold division, and number 4, Love Matters, is the clear favorite. But you have found a much more interesting betting suggestion than placing a win bet on Love Matters, haven't you?
Of course, and I still think there's a lot going for example, number 10, On Track Piraten. He needs very little introduction for you who bet, and I've got a little clip from here. Look at the snow, man. That was back in April. But On Track Piraten, then driven by his trainer Strömberg, is now going to be driven by Eric Adelson. I reckon there's going to be overpace in this race, and this is one strong flying finisher, and I reckon that's your horse here. On Track Piraten, capable of causing an upset. Not saying it'll go that way, but I think have him in there.
Number 10, On Track Piraten, is, according to Annette, very likely to place in the top 3. We move on to race 10, which equals the 6th leg in the V75 round, and this really is the highlight race of the day. It's a fight between Norwegian and Swedish cold-blooded horses. It's called the Union Battle, and it has 300,000 Swedish crowns to the winner, Annette. Sweden against Norway. What country do you think will win this?
Well, of course, I wanted to be Sweden, but I have a horrible feeling it is going to go to Norway. Come on. They nearly always, apart from Mon Prince and AM, they tend to beat us in the cold blood races. And I'm going for I'm not going for the favourite here. I'm actually going to go for number 3, Kleppe Slauren, who is Norwegian, of course. But we're going to show you a clip of Kleppe Slauren here. Now, Mon Prince and AM is out in red there in front. He needs no introduction. And she is finishing here very stoutly in behind. And this is a top class race, and I reckon that Kleppe Slauren cannot be underestimated here today in our V75 with the 2 favourites in front. I think a beautiful show bet.
So another show bet here in race 10, number 3, Kleppe Slauren. And this leads us straight in on the daily double, since race 10 equals DD1. And if we look at your DD suggestion here, Annette, we can see that you add on a couple more horses to Kleppe Slauren, and that is the 2 favorites, number 6, Techno Odin, and number 9, Odd Heracles.
Yep, I won't change anything there. I think you have to have them. But as I say, I reckon Kleppe Slauren, anybody makes a mistake here, it's wide open for Kleppe Slauren to come through.
Only Norwegian horses there as we move on to DD2, which is a long distance race over 3 laps. The horses are divided up over 3 tiers, and tell us a little bit about your 2 choices here, number 5 and 13.
Well, I think you cannot leave out number 5, Visitor. He has got no handicap. He's up the front row and comes with winning form last time out. Steps up a little bit now in class. But then I love this number 13, Ola Montana. And I was hoping to be able to show you a clip of him. But Ola Montana last time out, back after a layoff, was very, very kindly, to put it mildly, driven by Nicholas Westerholm. He'll be well round up for today and stronger than an ox. And I think he'll be finishing his race off very, very well. I think it'd be very silly to leave him out.
And this means that we have 6 combinations for the daily double system this Saturday. Now, it's time for us to go through the V75 round. We have to find the winners in 7 consecutive races. And we've already talked about 4 of these races going through Annette's betting suggestions. And that is the 2nd, 3rd, 6th and 7th leg. Is there any information you want to add about any of those races?
No, I'm quite happy there. I am taking a kind of a careful approach today. I'm normally gung-ho, but I'm being very careful today, I think. I hope it pays off.
All right, then. We have 3 more races to take a closer look at, and let's start in the first leg. It's a silver division race of a full distance, where we find the second biggest favourite of the day in number 4, Handsome Brad. How come you don't bank him?
Because I'm afraid of 2 other horses in that race, specifically number 9, Hick of the Pooh, and there's a possibility there'll be a very tough opening in this race, and he does his best work at the end, and I think he could be sneaking through, and another win for Norway if he does win it. Hick of the Pooh, watch out.
V75-4 is an open class 1 race where you need 4 marks. Which one of these 4 horses is the most interesting one?
I reckon number 10, Waikiki Silvio and Mr. Goop. And I think if he hasn't won a race by now, he'll be coming through, and this will be an outsider. He won a V75 race from behind back on the 21st of July. He'll have to come from behind again. He's got the number to do so, and I reckon Waikiki Silvio can't be left out here either.
That's a real outsider.
It is.
The 5th leg, here we find the biggest favourite of the day and your only banker for this Saturday, number 2, Global Trust. What makes him so special that you give him your total trust?
Well, first of all, can we show you a clip of when he had his first run of the season here? Look at Jorma Contio. He nearly falls out of his bike because he's having such a great time there, looking back. And this was his first race since castration and his first race of the year. He did that so beautifully, and I reckon he builds on that. He gets better and better. This is a class one. I love him. And I had him banked that day, and I'm banking him again today.
Very well. That was all 7 races. Annette, any concluding words about your V75 system?
Well, go Sweden. No, really.
Oh,
no,
not really, because then you won't have 7 corrects.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, I still think there's a few outsiders here that people won't see coming. And Färjestad sometimes throws up a few shocks. And I'm hoping for that in my large system, but it could be well worth going for it.
We have 864 combinations for the V75 system this Saturday. Of course, you can feel free to visit our website, SwedishHorseRacing.com. There you find additional information about Swedish trotting and horse betting. And with that, we wish you the best of luck now with your bets to Färjestad racetrack. Bye.
Good luck.